you are here, but mostly Disney is the name of the podcast here to play. Laugh along to what they say. So tune in, grab your mouse ears, let's all give a cheer for Disney. Times are here.
Hey guys, and welcome to the But Mostly Disney podcast. As always, I am your host, Tater. And with me is my buddy Andrew.
What's up, peeps? How's it going tonight?
Sorry, I got distracted by one of the comments. And that's where you should be.
I was like, are you wanting me to say something?
You get what you pay for here, folks. It's hard. When I go back and edit these things, I'm always like, should I take out the fact that we talk over each other or just keep going?
Keep going.
So every now and again I do.
Yeah, somebody at work goes, how's this work? I'm like, well, he's like Dean Martin and hello, lady.
Lady. I like to think of us as Hope and Crosby.
Oh, okay. But even better.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Which I've been quoting him all day in my posts. Yeah, Squirrel. That's exactly correct. Because Holiday Inn is, if not my favorite Christmas movie, is it yours? Over White Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's
where
what
Christmas come from.
What's that? True? Very true.
White Christmas comes from.
I love this guy. I love Kyle. I just love the fact that we're just going to beat these ribs into maybe next month. I'm not sure when. We were just talking about that. I know I have to come back down because my son, who's in school in Jacksonville, his Jeep needed a new clutch pedal, and they don't make them anymore. So I had to order it from eBay. So it didn't get home in time. So he caught a ride home with a buddy, and then we're gonna have to go back down and get the car. And speaking of go back down, I thought quickly to start out, that's what we could talk about. So we had little Timmy Foster on last week, and stay tuned because we've got a nice surprise if you weren't here last week for that. And I didn't get to talk about the Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic, which I went to with my wife for our anniversary 2 weekends ago. Yeah, I guess so. 14th and 15th of November. Wow, this month's flown by. And, Disney there's a lot going on at Disney. We were just talking about that, about how much adult stuff goes on. And this was a very much an adult event. Like, I don't think kids would have had, some kids, but most kids would not have enjoyed, no echoes this week. That's exactly true. It's an amazing event, right? And they do it every year. You get Todd from Blue Zoo and the new guy from Bourbon Steak. You can see I've done a lot of research for this. But then a bunch of other local restaurants and chefs and the Swan and Dolphin themselves and restaurants there put out a ton of food. And then I think I counted 73 alcohol vendors, 72, because one was fake alcohol, which wasn't bad. Again, I don't drink alcohol, but I don't drink fake alcohol either. I didn't love it.
What is fake alcohol?
I don't know. I like mocktails. So we just went we went to Boathouse while we were down there and got those filet sliders, which they're so good. If you ask for the caramelized onion, Lou's right. That is the tipping point. It really is. Well, since we did that, we went in there. That place is all decorated for Christmas. It looked great. It was funny when I made the reservation, there were tons of reservations available, busy Saturday in November. But when we got there, I think we waited 30 minutes, 25 minutes just to get to our reserve table. You sit outside, you watch the aqua boats go out and aqua cars, amphibicars go in and out. It's great. Mushrooms, Karen says on the sliders. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad, but I don't want to get too crazy. The first time I didn't even do the onions. Just did just literally plain, and they were spectacular. So, and then Kay had the firecracker shrimp or whatever they call it, and a salad. And then I had a mocktail like lavender, blueberry, something or other. And I love those things. It really was good, but they're gone so fast, for $12. It's painful. Like I always say, I'm glad I don't drink anymore because of the price of it. What's that?
It's like buying a $6 Diet Coke.
Yeah, it's hard. Or in Vegas, where Gatorade on the golf course is like $12.
Mm-hmm. Plus tip, please.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot. I did have a guy at Bali High, which is right by Mandalay Bay. I was playing there, and the ranger just drove up and stopped me, and I thought it was actually a very good salad, Karen. And Kyle says the Christmas old fashioned at Boathouse. Someone else was just talking about that. Is lovely. I bet it is. Because an old fashioned would lend itself to Christmas pretty darn well. I think the best mocktail I've had anywhere is at the Mai Kai. No, I'm sorry, in Trader Vic's in Emeryville in San Francisco. They had a no tie Mai Tai, and that was worth the price of admission. I mean, it's been a long time since I've had a Mai Tai, but it was awesome. It was really, really good. So we had a great lunch there. It was awesome before we did the Christmas tree stole. But the Swan and Dolphin Classic is expensive. You know, it's $190 a ticket. And for that, now I'll say this. Yeah, it's a lot. If you drank alcohol, you'd get your money's worth in a heartbeat. Like I think $190 is it's a great deal for what it was. Like, I don't think it's expensive. They had literally the causeway between both hotels, right, was completely full. Underneath the shell at the Dolphin, I think that's right. They had a band set up and lights. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up. I mean, it looked really, really good. And this is going to sound kind of old, man. They were a little loud because they had speakers all over, and it was a lot. I don't know how to make this full screen. It doesn't matter. This is what it looked like. Nope. Sorry, wrong button. I mean, it looked awesome. It looked really, really good. And I feel like I took some video. There you go. So if you look at that angle, you can see the bands down here playing in front, and they had it all lit up. It looked really, really cool. But that whole causeway, all these up and all these back are, you know, it seemed like they'd have maybe 3 or 4 alcohol booths, and then a food booth, you know, in between that would come back and forth. It was really cool. And
if
then
you ever stayed over there, the boat comes right by there too.
Mm-hmm.
That made for a traffic jam, I'm sure.
And folks were popping in and off of it. Because you walk in and you I was thinking to myself, I felt like no one really checked us. They give you a wristband, right? And a wine glass. And so the idea is you'll go from spot to spot, and they'll pour the drinks in your wine glass. I don't know where it is. I know Kay brought. I didn't bring mine home.
Behind you, isn't it? On the shelf.
The wine glass? No, I think it's still in the kitchen. Oh no, that's just a cup. I don't know what that is. So they give you a wine glass, and then they have little washing stations at each one. But interesting, I was talking to Lou's wife, and they had Fiji water stations, so bottles of Fiji water. And I guess this is the first year they've done that, because she was saying that she was having to fill her cup like with the cleaning water. I mean, it's fresh water, but still, they didn't have anything but alcohol. So you could, I mean, Kate, my wife, got a glass of wine, but you could get wine. They had alcohol, tons of beer. So, I mean, yes, it is definitely more than some after hours tickets, but there was a lot going on, and it felt very upscale, because when you came back in, One Direction had maybe 5 or 6 booths, and then one of the areas they had kind of roped off as Chinatown, and that had kind of Asian food around the edges, which was frankly my favorites. And then sake stations and stuff like that. And that was kind of consolidated. Then you came back around, went all the way down by the pool, all booths, all the way around the lake. And then they had another area that was designated as a Florida area. And then by the pool, they had more vendors. And then inside a ballroom, they had the champagne bubble room, which had light hors d'oeuvres in there and a bunch of different champagnes. And like, I think they had like a jazz duo, like a fiddle and clarinet playing or something in there. And it was beautifully decorated. It was wonderfully themed. I mean, it was a big production. So you could definitely see where the money was spent. And I was stuffed. I didn't even get to eat everything. And I was absolutely about to, just pop. It was a lot of food. And I think it ran from 5 to 9. And yeah, I think it is worth the price. I really do. Again, if you don't, it depends on how you look at it, right? It's expensive. And if you drink, I think in my drinking days, I could have put away $190 worth of alcohol in 4 hours without really having to try very hard, which is why I don't drink anymore, or any less. But the food, I don't know if I got $190 worth of food, but that's not how I'm measuring it. I had a great time. I probably won't go again.
Well, $190 is about the going price because we have a lot of food and wine festivals here in Charleston with movie premieres and Southeast Wildlife Exposition and Piccolo, Spoleto, and all that stuff. So they have all this stuff. And the going tickets are $200 to $250.
Wow.
With our local soccer team, the Charleston Battery has a beer fest every year. Those tickets are $200. So $190 is right in the
All right.
in the wheelhouse.
Well, now I don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
And that's exactly true, Karen. Experience is a cost. And that's what I think. I think the experience was nice. I saw some friends there. I got to sit and chat with them. I think if you went as a group, it would be a lot of fun. Like if there maybe, you got 5 couples, 10 friends, whatever together and go. Because we ended up sitting at a table. Lisa Donato Glasser was there. Another girl, Carrie. I mean, there were some people there. And that really was the most fun. And look, I can have a good time with just my wife. So we had a blast because we didn't find them until the end. So I give it 5 stars. I just don't know if I'll do it again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, understandable.
If I'm being honest, and since we're just kind of potpourriing around tonight, that's kind of how I feel about cruises. And Andrew, you asked went last Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think if you've never cruised, I think the 4-night ones are a perfect start.
So that's what we're getting ready to go on. So we're taking the girls. Part of their Christmas this year is we're going on a cruise in February, and they go on cruises all the time. I'll go. I'm the type of person that if I'm with my family, I'm happy. They think I'm bored out of my mind, but I'm not. And I'm just like, okay, I'll do a royal cruise, which is I've done one other royal cruise and it was fine. And but I've never done a Disney cruise. And of course, you go in there and there's a little bit of sticker shock, but expect that. But I'm like, do I waste my time doing a 3-day because you're really getting your feet wet by the time we're coming back, or do I do a 4-day or a 5-day? And both Lou and Becky's answers were you at least got to do a 4-day to get a good taste for it.
I am not a cruise expert, right? I've been on one cruise on the maiden voyage of the group cruise with the Disney Wish. And it's so weird. Like, there was nothing wrong. Everything was perfect. I have nothing negative to say about it. I just don't think I love cruises. And yet, I was just watching a cruise video before I came back here, and now I kind of want to book one. Didn't make any sense. But I mean, for the amount of money, like I think that cruise would have been $7,400 or something, right? Mm-hmm. For 4 nights, for 5 people. And we got it for half price, which was awesome because the cruise ship wasn't ready in time. It was 2020, 2021, I forget. And so they were behind. So they canceled when we were supposed to go in June, and then let us pick any other cruise for half price. So we just moved it with the group cruise. Yeah. So this is exactly, Tony's right. I do have the little FOMO from watching the videos because the ship was awesome. The food was incredible. like I did, Lou was talking about last Wednesday about the upgrades. Now I haven't been to Palo. Yeah, Kyle, good night, buddy. I will. And I would definitely consider coming back if you're going next year. I like a group meetup at the Swan and Dolphin. I'm in. Another group cruise with Lou on the on a Disney cruise ship. Yeah, I would do it. And maybe I should try like Royal Caribbean or something just to get a different view because they're much less expensive.
I'm going to say this, and if my wife hears this, she'll probably slap me in the back of the head. So we had Carnival here in town for 10 years. I think that's what their lease was. To me, Carnival is the EBT of cruise ships. It's just very, I don't say dirty, but it was just not a very family-friendly cruise.
Right. And that was one of Becky's. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
No, that's what's bothered me was I'm not going to take my family on this cruise. Royal's a little different, and of course Disney is way different. I haven't been on one, but I know how they go. But yeah, it was just like it was a free for all on a cruise ship.
I mean it's immaculate. I mean Disney's got it down. It's awesome. The service was incredible. The food was so. We did Ashante, which. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, I didn't exactly realize it when I booked it, but it was like, it might have been $1,200 for 3 of us. And that was an add-on, But I mean, it was fine French dining. It was unbelievable. And when my kid came out, he just said that, Dad, I think you broke my taste buds. Like it was 12 courses of incredible food. But my review of it is that I don't think you need to do it. Am I glad I did it? Yes, absolutely. Would I do it again? I would. But if someone asked me, hey, we're thinking about upgrading, I'm like, you really don't need to because the regular restaurants were so good.
Yeah, and Royal the same way. It's an add-on charge for their dining. And they have a hibachi restaurant and a place called Chops and a couple of seafood restaurants. We're going to Utopia to see, which is their second biggest ship by I think the biggest ship's like 12 feet longer or some craziness like that. But it has a Johnny Rockets. It's got, the regular restaurant, the big dining hall and all that stuff that most cruise ships have. And I think they have 12 other specialty restaurants on the ship as well. But of course, those are all add-ons.
Well, and see, Tony says I'm not much of a water beach kind of girl. If I'm on the water, I want to be fishing. And I agree with you. However, I am a water guy and I love being in or around a pool, and cruises don't really do that well. Like the pools are very small. They're very crowded. The Wish has a really cool adults only section in the back with like a glass infinity pool. And that was cool, but you were making friends, right? Mm-hmm. Like you weren't in there alone. You were meeting some new people. And there's nothing wrong with that. It wasn't bad. But I really wanted a place where I could sit on a deck by a pool, and maybe at concierge level, you get something a little different, but that's a lot more money.
Yeah, I wanted to book. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I wanted to book concierge, not for. It's kind of like first class. I don't care about the chicken piccata. I don't drink, so all I want is a big seat, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I like first class. But on the Wish, concierge has its own check-in line, and that's nice. So it's like lightning lane on the water.
So and Royal has a thing called the key, and it's pretty much a little bit of a concierge deal. When you go on the ship, you get a lunch and you get priority seat and all that stuff, but you have your own check-in.
Yeah.
You go up a different elevator and there's people waiting on you with a hot towel, and you check in and, they go everything for you very quickly and get you on the boat because that's what you're paying for.
Yeah, that kind of service is awesome, but not missing the line. Plus, I am not a nervous person. My wife, if she were here, would tell you my motto is accelerate into danger. I mean, that's how I live my life. But I was very nervous going on this cruise because I know Disney, man. I know how to plan a Disney trip, and I know where the shortcuts are. Even though I learned something new, I feel like all the time. The cruise, I had no idea. Like, I was really scared. Like, oh my God, how do we get through customs? What are we going to do here? And it was great. It's funny, though. I saw Becky Menken mention they took her hairdryer. They took my guitar. We were heading up to the mountains after that, and I wanted to bring my guitar. And I couldn't leave it. We were driving. I couldn't leave it in the car. It'd warp it. So I come walking up my guitar, like, I'm sorry, this is contraband. My guitar is? It was funny. And look, Karen's right. She says, I barely did water things, only did them for Sean, not me. That's her son. We swam with the rays, and that was incredible. And there was so much to do, we barely did pools. My advice, like if you've never been on a Disney cruise, is to not get off the boat. Like I would stay on. Because there's lots of people who do a lot of these cruises, so they've seen the ship. So they get off in Nassau or wherever you stop, and the boat clears out, and all the things you want to do are wide open. Because we couldn't even do bingo. It sold out. It was gone before we even had a chance to buy the tickets. Like, oh, let's go do bingo tonight. Nope. Done. And I will say the shows on the Disney ships are unbelievable. I mean, they truly are Broadway caliber shows. So I really enjoyed seeing those. It was awesome. So would I do it again? Yeah. It's just that, I think about every penny I spend, right? And when I look at that, I'm kind of like, darn, I could go to Disney almost twice,
Yeah.
for what the cruise costs. It's a lot.
I see, that's my thing. My wife gets to me about other vacations. And I'm like you. I bust my butt from the time I get up and the time I go to bed working. When I go on vacation, I know I can go to Florida. I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to have a great time with my family. And she's like, you need to branch out. But I said, well, what if I go on that vacation and I hate it?
Right. And you know what you're going to get. I mean, that is the truth. Mm-hmm. Even with the Disney cruise, for that amount of money, you know what's coming.
Yeah. I've never been on one, but I guarantee I'm going to have a good time.
Yep. Tony says, it's a good tip. I got to stay on the boat, but I have a hard time not exploring the ports. I will say, so for instance, on the 4-night cruise, we stopped in Nassau. And I don't know a ton about the Bahamas. My buddy did say if you'd have walked like 15 more minutes, you'd have been in some of the beautiful area you've ever seen in your life. But getting off at Nassau was not fun. My kids were like, Dad, we got to go. We've never been out of the country. And so we got off and walked like 2 blocks, and they're like, Dad, can we get back on the boat? I don't like this. So we ended up, we walked around Nassau for a few minutes, and they can say they've been to the Bahamas, but they had excursions and stuff you could have done. You could have gone to Atlantis for the day, and that would have been really cool. And then the Castaway Key, which is one of their now 2 private islands, I could have just stayed there the whole time. Like, you could have just dropped me off there for 4 days. That place was incredible. We swam with rays. We snorkeled. They had a slide. It was actually the worst food I had on that trip. I thought my brisket was dry. It wasn't great. And we got bamboozled because they had this signature non-alcoholic frozen drink that the guy on the phone, oh, that's what it was, because we were coming back from Key West. That's why I had my guitar. And driving up, we had to get COVID tests for the cruise. And so the guy on the that I called Disney and waited on hold for about an hour and 45 minutes. He said, go to this little parking lot by a putt-putt place. And he was right. We got them done. No big problem. But he told me to try these drinks and said they were free. So I ordered 5 of them. And, that was like $78. They were not free.
Yeah. So, Nassau, my brother-in-law and I did this. We did a cigar and bourbon tasting.
Ah.
At this little resort they had there. It was like a small. The funny thing is, you walk 2 blocks into Nassau, it looks like downtown Charleston. Plantation houses, palm trees. It's like, wait, are we home? So we walked there, and then we got right. We did that, and then that was like 2 hours. And he looked at me and he goes, "Is there anything you want to do?" And I was like, "Nope, let's go back to the boat."
Yeah.
And I say, we had more fun. We had fun at we got to make cigars and see how that was done. And I learned Spanish really quick because nobody spoke any English. And we did that, which was cool. And we got back on a boat, but I had more fun on the boat because it was empty. You could go to casinos, but you could check the whole boat out. And
Right.
we had lunch on the boat and everything. They had a couple movies playing, and we hung out on the Lido deck and watched the movies. But yeah, staying on the boat is a plus, I think, especially going to Nassau. I know they redid the port and everything when you first get off, but I get tired of people pulling on you, wanting to come here, go do this, go for a bike ride. Well, I just want to chill.
I thought, okay, this isn't really a negative in the sense that we're talking about, but one thing I think Disney, tell Sean we said hello, Karen.
Yep.
And tell him his picture is still on my refrigerator where it resides. He sent me a nice picture after I got home from the hospital. I thought the shopping was weak. Like they had on the Wish, they had one store which had, Disney stuff. And a lot of it sold out pretty fast, but it was the inaugural trip. So I feel like people were just buying stuff to buy stuff. And then everything else was kind of fancy. Like,
the watch shop and all that.
yeah, and I don't mean like Vineyard Vines like they have at the Contemporary. I mean, it was like really fancy. Oh, because I didn't bring shoes. I don't wear shoes. And Ashante requires you to have closed-toed shoes. And so I called down and said, look, I didn't bring any. And they're like, you must have something, And I'm like, is tennis shoes okay? Because my son had some. And she said, yeah. So I got dressed up looking nicely. And then I'm wearing these horrible tennis shoes. I wonder if I can find that picture. That was my only negative. I was surprised they didn't have a, I was surprised they didn't have any kind of regular store, like even like some Olukais, would have helped me out, but nothing. And so I ended up, no one cared, but I was a little self-conscious when and our waiter was, Philippe. Right. Exactly.
He was a horse?
No, Tony said that's Alaska formal. I agree. Well, just like when we were talking with Dr. Steven a couple weeks ago, he's like, look, if you've always worn tennis shoes or flip-flops, keep doing flip-flops because you're probably, accustomed to it. But don't go from tennis shoes to flip-flops. But I would do it again in a heartbeat. It is, again, I do think the money is there, right? Like it's worth. We got our money's worth. I just would have liked. I just see it as better spent in the parks. If I'm being honest, I don't know what year we went on this cruise. Now I'm sure this is a great audio, but now I got to know because it's going to eat away at me. This is the kind of okay. So it was 22 is when we went on this cruise. And I can't remember if we had to buy PhotoPass or if that came with it, but we got some really fun pictures. What's that?
I said, I'm sure you had to buy it. You pay for everything.
Yeah. And I wasn't an annual pass holder there, but I don't remember a ton of like upselling. Like I don't remember there. Yeah, there is. Here you go. Let's see if this works. Again, this is why you guys should need to join us on the, live in the chat so you can see how horrible my shoes are. Look at that. Isn't that awful? My wife looks great. My kid looks great. I look great from up there up. Yeah. Oh, women can do whatever they want, but not me.
So no sandals. Okay.
Yeah. No, not even nice sandals. But and the other thing is, I think when I did it, you got to book this stuff early. They were awful. Tony said those aren't awful. The picture makes them actually look better. They're pretty dirty. I mean, they're my son's like gym shoes. They didn't smell great either. But on the Wish, at least you had the Marvel night, which was Ant-Man, and I thought that was great. And the food, I think I had steak every night, and they were all different steaks, but they were all very, very good. And then 1923 was fantastic, and I think we had that 2 nights because we ended up going there for Pirate Night, which was the same night we did Ashante. So, and it's 18 and up, so it was just my oldest. And the twins fended for themselves. But we did go down and eat with them and may have eaten a little bit before that. And then ate again. It was a lot of food. Which is why I said you really don't need to upgrade. So I don't know. I'd go again. We took one. I'm looking at these pictures. We took one picture in the distance. Look, we're in Nassau. Back to the boat. Back to the boat. It was pretty fast. What else we got, Andrew? I had dinner at California Grill while I was down there. And it was okay. The experience was...
there in August.
You're eating there? You did eat there in
No,
August.
we ate there this past August when we went down right before school started. And like we talked about, the experience is well worth it. The view is well worth it. I think my wife and I would have changed things we ordered, but it was all around a good experience.
Yeah, I got taught. I think part of it's because I ordered poorly. They'd mentioned venison downstairs, and I was really worried because we were like 20 minutes late for our reservation, but they were very cool about it because they were actually running behind. And so we had time to go kind of shop and then came back, ate dinner. And I really wanted venison. And the waitress talked me into pork, which is their signature edition. And I just thought it was okay. It wasn't bad. I ate it, but it was just okay. My appetizer was good. We had sushi. And then dessert, I ordered poorly there too. I guess I really didn't have a very good meal.
I had the pork. I had the surf and turf roll. But I had the tart. Which the tart was very good. I saw your wife had gotten the... Did you get the tart or your wife got the tart?
She did, but I stole it from her.
Yeah, that was very good.
I took that from her and made her eat mine, which was some kind of play on creme brulee. It really was good, but Joffrey's has an ornament mug. We were talking about Joffrey's coffee because I love Joffrey's coffee, and I've been posting a lot about those lately. If you need a little Disney, and this is not an ad, if you need a little Disney at home, I love waking up to that coffee and the bags because the bags have cool art. And like right now, I think we're drinking Flying Fish, and it just makes me feel like I'm home a little bit in my kitchen. I keep the clothes bags out on display. So I really like that. They're always having a sale. Twice a year they do like a 30 or 35% off sale, and it's really good. But I love the company. I'm definitely, if I can, it's funny, I drink Joffrey's coffee out of Starbucks mugs because those Starbucks mugs are better than Joffrey's merch. I like those little...
man. I didn't realize they were out of Tampa.
Yep. Out of Tampa, Florida. And I was telling Andrew beforehand, the guy who's their roast master, I'd heard him a long time ago on the Resort Loop podcast talk about making that coffee, and no one knows more about his coffee ever. I mean, it's pretty wild. They've never bought a coffee that they haven't seen grow. They go to Central America to see how the beans are kept, if it's not clean, if it's not taken care of. I mean, they know a lot about coffee. I'm going to try to go down and do a tour of their facility. That's how fascinated I am by this coffee. But it's pretty awesome. And I really enjoy waking up each morning. And then I think my mom usually for Christmas because I don't know what to ask for anymore, right? I've got everything I need. And so what do you want to give me? How about coffee and golf balls? Never go wrong.
That's the greatest old man gift ever. I'm in. Like, I'm looking at some of them. I didn't realize the Kona blend from Polynesian was Joffrey's. They have a Haunted Mansion Mocha Brew. You know, they've got just about every flavor or concept you can think of.
Now, what I've found with coffee is I don't like flavored coffee. Like, I want it to be rich in its own flavor, but I don't want like vanilla, macadamia nut. And honestly, if you want to try it, a lot of times TJ Maxx has it.
Huh.
I know.
Yeah, I went down the street. I'll have to go check it out.
Go in there and look back in their food section. Here's a tip you won't get anywhere else. Go back and look in their food section. And if it's not there, look in the checkout aisle by the coffee mugs. And they'll often have, it's pre-ground, and they'll have some of the holiday flavors. But it's not like you get St. Patrick's Day at Christmas. I mean, it's the current holiday flavors, which typically I don't love. Because that's the other thing I was telling Andrew before too, is that they bag this stuff right when you order it. So if you order it, it takes a little while to get there because they are making it. It's not like they just grab them off a shelf. And if you look around, you can always find at least a 25% off coupon. And then it's cheaper than buying it in the parks and bringing it home. Because if you order, I forget what it is, $50 worth of coffee or something, then you get free shipping.
Okay.
Little window into how I shop. Yeah,
seems like every like you were saying, the restaurants, every Narcoossee's has got one, Wave has got one, Victoria and Albert's, of course, has got their own.
Yeah, and it's fun just to shop, right? Like, it makes me feel like I'm doing something super fun and Disney-esque while I'm, if that's a word, while I'm there. Yeah. Tony says I may have snagged all of our extra decaf K-Pods that we didn't use in our room. Yeah, I take those home every day and try to get more. And we don't even have a machine, but I think my wife takes them to work, and they have a machine in there. Because I do buy the whole bean. Boy, this is a really exciting podcast. I do buy the whole bean and grind it up. I think it tastes better. It's worth the extra minutes. And let's be honest, my wife grinds it up when she makes the coffee. She makes the coffee Monday through Friday, and I'm in charge on the weekends. More windows into my life. Do you see that Olaf?
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Walked out, you take his nose off of him, and walked up to him.
I thought that was green screen when I saw it. Like, I thought that was AI or a joke. That thing looks incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. They, you might have just said it, and I was phased out for a second. The animatronic, the male, the guy's face.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's supposed to resemble a real human.
I'm not sure if I want that.
Maybe they'll fix Walt. I don't know.
It really was okay in person. Like, it wasn't. It looked weird with the pictures, right? But in person, it was fine. I mean, I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward. I guess it's going to be the exact same one at Carousel Progress, but I think that's a great fit. Like, yeah. I think that will be really cool. Like, look, I love it the way it is now, but I'm just looking. Yeah, you're right, Tony. I don't see the decaf pods. Oh, no, that's French roast. I'll start saving mine and just mail them. Hey, speaking of which, Tony, I saw today on the Disney Store website, they have an Alaska Disney shirt. They have all 50 states. They have a shirt for each state. kind of a like state fair motif, and it's really cool. I didn't love Virginia's, if I'm being honest. Thought I just didn't think it was a great design. But the Alaska one was pretty cool. And how much fun to be able to represent your home state. I know, right? Look at that. See, this is why you join the chat, so you can see when someone types something like that. What? Is that how you say that?
What? Yeah, I think so.
All right, you got anything big on your list for Black Friday?
No. Of course, everybody works freaked out about that 98-inch TV you can get at Walmart. I'm like, guys, don't go buy TV from Walmart at Black Friday. They're junk TVs, but they're going to go. They're all talking about their strategy of getting up and going to go buy them. So we'll see what happens. I'm like you, golf balls and coffee. I'm happy.
Right. There you go, Tony. How cool is that? It's got a little Goofy just sitting there ice fishing. I mean, that's a cool shirt. Let's see what South Carolina looks like. But I ordered these these are great gifts, right?
Donald Duck, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great, they call them like state fair shirts.
Yeah. But my wife got one from Missouri, and I can't remember what hers was.
Okay. If you're audio only, it says home, sweet tea home, visit South Carolina. And it's Donald sitting, it's got the pomelo tree, the moon, and then Donald sitting out on the porch. They're all pretty cool, except for Virginia. I didn't like Virginia.
Is it a ham?
No, it's just. I guess Virginia's for lovers.
Yeah.
But it says Virginia has my heart.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to wear that. You know, the slogan "Virginia is for lovers" actually comes. Oh yeah, well, I guess we should do Maine for Karen. That comes from Virginia's for history lovers, and then they changed it. Oh, I guess
But it's got a lobster on Maine.
It doesn't say South Carolina, Maine, just Maine. See, that's a great shirt. I mean, it's goofy. The lobster's got his nose, his hat's flying off. He's going, yoo. I guess I could show it in case you want to see it. I mean, I'd wear that in a heartbeat.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I love it. But they left me out in Virginia this year. Well, how about we wrap this up? Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Give us time to if we are ending again, we're heading over to Lou Mangello's Nation Call. We are gonna talk some more Disney with him. If you don't listen to his podcast, you should. I love that he started doing video now, which is great because I'll watch it while I'm doing work. And he looks great on video. And then we're gonna head on over and Karen will be there, and Caleb, I'm sure. Tony, you should join and come along, and we'll spend the night. He's better at coming up with topics. He usually has a list or lets it organically just fly around. If you haven't subscribed for the newsletter, please do, and please check out. Please follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get over 1,000. I'm stuck at 994. I don't know why. And then it'll go up to 998 and then drop down to 986. I don't know. Instagram apparently is very difficult to follow. Andrew, how's that truck coming along?
Good. We made another video to follow up the last one on some repairs. We took it for a maiden voyage over the weekend with my girls. If you go to my Facebook page, a little tribute to my grandfather. That's where I got the truck from. Also, if you look at my page on the YouTube page, I did a little Chat GTP logo and got that going, and just looking at next year, planning some trips to get some content. I got December we're coming down, and then February I'll have cruise stuff, and then 2 days worth of park videos. I'm gonna do a video at night in Hollywood Studios, and that's it for now.
I love it. I love it. And that logo looks awesome.
Yeah, like I told you, it took me 5 minutes to make it. I couldn't believe it. Tweaked it a little bit, and then that's it. So
look, AI is coming whether we like it or not. And I watched a video today for whatever Google's is, Banana something Pro. And it's going to kill low-level marketing. Mm-hmm. If you have a marketing job, you better be able to prompt correctly because it's coming. It's crazy. I still think it's gonna be an overcorrection, and then it's gonna come back to some of these jobs that just can't be done by machines. But some of this stuff, like they did, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, and said, the prompt was quite long, but take that, make it having been made by a woodchuck, and literally it was a woodchuck in front of a fallen tree, and all the words were made out of wood, like split logs. Wow. It was wild. That's pretty complicated. That being said, there's a lot of stuff it can't do. Mm-hmm. Like it's interesting if you ask it. I just heard this the other day. If you ask it to do a clock with 6:28, it can't do it because the hands are so close together. It can't figure it out. So it'll do 10 after 10 because apparently 10 after 10 is the most pleasing clock symbol there is. Stuff I know. I don't know why it's so pleasing, but I guess there's somebody researched that. We won't be here next week because, as we've said, we've decided that if we can't do Tuesday, we just won't do it at all. And I have a meeting at 7 that I'm sure is going to run longer. I did think going live a little early today was the right thing to do, and that was Andrew's idea, and it worked out great. So please, for 2 weeks, I guess, follow us on all the socials or shoot us an email if you want to chat about Disney and
topics. You
got any topics you want to talk about or something we could research or whatever? And Caleb, I saw you call today again. Because it was so early, I didn't have time. But we need to get Caleb's got a full-time job here, but mostly Disney. We just need to get him started. So, all right, guys. Caleb, I'll see you in a few. Tony, I'm still paying off my Disney, so I understand. It's a good thing that I offered up my money to Lou early. Yes, please do, Tony. Annoy us on all the socials you possibly can, because we're everywhere. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us on this short edition, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Have a good night.
Our time is too short. It's over now, and we hate to say goodbye, but we'll be back next Tuesday night, or at least we sure will try.